Hello, class. I wanted to record a short video here at the midway point of HS 320. I hope you've been enjoying the class so far. The unnatural causes videos are, although they're a tad bit old, they are extremely interesting and still very relevant. And I hope that it made you think a lot about some of the health equity topics. I loved watching your videos of your debates. So I hope you enjoyed the first half of the class. So the next half of the class, we're going to be transitioning and talking a little bit more about this week, you're doing an annotated bibliography on a disease. So I want you to pick a disease and then think about it in the context of the information you learned in the first half of the class on health equity. So pick a disease you're interested in. Make sure that you sign up for that as soon as possible. It's first come, first serve. So there's a link on the module and on the overview that I'm sending today. Make sure you get signed up for your topic. You're going to be finding 5 peer-reviewed articles about that disease. And I want you to be thinking about it in terms of health equity, access, treatment, those types of situations that you've learned in the first half of the class. So there's a really great document that goes through and gives you all of the instructions on exactly what you're supposed to do with those 5 articles that you find, how you list the bibliography, that's a very important part, and what needs to be included in the annotated bibliography. So an explanation of each article. So you want to get started on that sooner than later. You can use our library, you can use Google Scholar, but you want to find scholarly articles or information from websites from like Health and Human Services or CDC or some very reputable, Johns Hopkins, something of that nature. So articles, you can use some websites or some books, but the articles might be quite easy, or I'm hoping you won't use all websites, so maybe 1 or 2 websites with information on it. So bibliography, so you're really, that the websites have research, that they have information that's relevant. So think about it in the terms of the health equity. So you're going to be turning that in on Sunday or before Sunday, by Sunday. And then there's also a video that Dr. Keys made when she first developed this class. She's been teaching this class up until this point. This is the first semester that I'm teaching the class. So her videos are so well done, so I'm reusing some of them. So if you want more information on the annotated bibliography, she's got a really great video that goes through everything. If you have 15 minutes, it's worth watching. It will help you get more insight into what the expectation is for the video. We're also, next week, we're going to really be delving into the book. So you're going to be doing some little summaries or overviews just from your own perspective, your own experience of reading the book. It's a really great book. So I think you're going to enjoy reading it. There is a short video also on the weekly summary that Dr. Keys did about the book and about some of the pronunciation of the Hmong culture. And so you might be interested in listening to that. She also reads the preface of the book. So feel free to watch that if you would like. She kind of, it's nice to get some of the pronunciation, because in the Hmong language, there's a lot of letters that aren't pronounced. And so like the spirit catches me. So the spirit is DAB in the book, in the Hmong language. but it's not pronounced dab, it's pronounced da. So it's just, if you kind of hear some of those words, it's nice as you read it, because then you're saying the words in the language in your mind as you're reading it, versus saying dab, although it doesn't really matter that much, but I kind of like to hear a little bit of the pronunciation. In fact, I might post a little video with some Hmong pronunciation on it in addition. I'll look for that. So you can go ahead and jump into the book a little bit if you would like. Read chapters 1 or chapter 1 and 2 if you would like. That's going to be after you do your annotated bibliography, to kind of go from this information about health equity and place and income and all of these different topics you've been thinking about. You're going to have this week the annotated bibliography that will take a disease, and for you to be thinking about the disease in that perspective. And then we're going to be moving into really thinking about this culturally. So how disease is managed, how the healthcare system is managed, how people deal with these very difficult issues from different perspectives, depending on people's culture, their background, their expectations, their family, all of those different perspectives on disease and disease management. And I know, like, from my perspective, I've spent a lot of time in hospitals over the last 11, 12 years, 13 years. My husband's been dealing with stage 4 lung cancer. My dad's dealt with some pretty serious health issues, cancer. My mom died about 5 years ago of pulmonary fibrosis. So I've spent a lot of time in hospitals over the last 15 years. And my dad's currently in hospice. He has a cancer recurrence, and he's choosing not to treat. So again, that's a cultural thing. That's a personal thing that people might decide. A lot of people are kind of even uncomfortable. They're like, what, your dad's not going to treat his cancer? And he's chosen not to. He's 91 years old. And although he was in pretty good condition, still living on his own, still going up and down a flight of stairs, his bedroom is upstairs in his house. He was in good condition, but he's chosen not to do treatment for his cancer. So he's just living his life out. He also has dementia and mainly short-term memory loss. So he does remember me and my siblings and where he lives and that type of thing, but he can't remember short-term things. So if someone comes to visit him, he can't remember who came. He eats dinner, he can't remember what he ate. He reads an article in a magazine, he can't remember it. He used to love to read books, but he stopped because he can't remember anymore. So when he goes back to the book, he can't remember what he wrote. So those are really difficult situations as people age, and then they have to make health decisions. We all have to make health decisions as we go through our lives. And some of that really is based on personal opinion. Some of that is based on life situation, and some of that is based on culture and based on our upbringing or our belief system, that type of thing. So all of you, I know you've had different situations, different family situations, different personal situations, or maybe your grandparents, your parents, maybe someone else in your family, all different kinds of disease situations and mental health issues. So I know we've all had these different situations that we've dealt with, and many of them involve the healthcare system, or maybe not good access to the healthcare system, or maybe not good care, or maybe good care. So it's, I've experienced kind of a lot of it, good, the bad, and the ugly, right? So as we go into this next section, and you're thinking about maybe a disease and that perspective with health equity, and then how that might move into culture, or how that might move into belief systems, or how that might move into personal decisions. I hope that that's something that gives you a lot of thought, that people have different perspectives on how they address things. So if you have questions on the annotated bibliography, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to hop on a Zoom with you or answer some questions by email. But I think you're going to really also enjoy the book as we move forward in the class. So let me know if you need anything, and I look forward to the next 4 weeks.